I'm gonna tell you, Zora, the first thing I have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. Call me Oracle, I'm the one that's talking to you, welcome to the cult. And I'm gonna pick right back up with the last of the contracts I'm gonna do. There are a couple more contracts. I've done quite a few, and I've closed closed every time the ones I've done so far, and I feel like I don't want to bog down a channel with too many more of these, just because sometimes I go off too much on a single tangent. In the interest of being like complete in a way, I actually kind of feel like I overachieve on overachieving on sometimes. So like I'm not hurting for my video quota. So like there's that. All right, and this is the Kagasamvida. The Kagasamvid, the Sword contract. Sword is a type of Arcadian contract that specializes in aggression against others. Elementals favor this regalia. And as for the other contracts, this is the sword that I have used to invest the regalia of the Kagasamvid, the sword contract. This is a sword I got as a senior in high school as the captain of my fencing team. I'll actually at this moment say revisit a point I've come at certain times. Uh, Things like that, for anyone who has something like that, like, an object with a story behind it. Oh, oh, I found it. And now I've lost it again. How? How did I lose it again? I literally just had it. Oh, there it is. Oh, God. Alright, so. This. I got this in high school. Jazz band trip to China. I got it at the foot of the Great Wall. It was in my possession for quite a long time. It gathered some tarnish, and my previous fiance discovered it and asked me if she could sharpen it, and went ahead and sharpened it. That is an example of, and that is a sword that is a saber, because I was a saberist who that I received at a Chinese food restaurant called the Great Wall, actually. Ha, that's funny as heck. Called the Great Wall, um, as some Chinese restaurants are called, and it was given to me as a gift during our a very unexpected gift, by the way. It was a huge surprise to me, by the captain and the team, not the captain and the team, the coach and the team. It was the new coach's first year. He was an Olympic fencer and a uh, Junior Olympics coach. He's the man. He later on had me come to a fencing club that he started in another town. I think at the same time as coaching at my school, or my former school, and I refereed there for some of their stuff. Get a feel for the place, check it out. And I received it during a yearly team, like our yearly team banquet. We had a yearly banquet. It was just a thing the fencing team did. Um, And there's a whole other like side ragu about the other dude who started out as my co-captain and pissed off the whole team and the coach, and effectively, like without my knowledge, kind of got like swooped out of his captaincy, and it was like a huge surprise to me, like a huge surprise to me. I mean, it wasn't like in immediate retrospect, immediately after, I was like, he kind of, I don't want to say he asked for it, but like he didn't work to keep it, is the best way I can put it. It's not the same thing as like, anyway. But my point is like that both of those objects themselves had their own stories. This is why this has a lot to do with the way that if I were to enchant them, which at this point I actually have both, the enchantments become more stable because they have themselves like Puratana Katha, like legend stories associated with each of them as objects that, yes, are tied to me, but they together also effectively reinforce my own, like, because everyone has a Puratana, everyone has a legend, they just do, like, and a large part of it, because you're there for it, and you're whether you know it or not, you're spreading it. And then there's the other half, which is the part you don't know, which is what, other people say about you. Oh, some, like, behind your back on purpose. Some behind your back because, like, you're not there, and they're not, like, even trying to be talking behind your back. They just, like, say something good about you. Because people sometimes say good stuff behind your back. It happens. That's the thing. And that's... I kind of lost my track of what I was talking about there. So I'm just going to move on. Oh, wait a minute. I got it. This is why, for example, if a Fae folk was to try to come after me, like a disembodied Fae, and they were going to try to, like, steal my legend, they'd be screwed. Like, my individual legend has so many individual pieces to it that themselves have their own history, their own legend, in some cases their own enchantments. Like, they'd be the dumbest Fae ever to come after me. Anyway. Know your own legend as thoroughly as you can. Now, sometimes you have limited information, but by the same token, everyone has a current YouTube channel, myself not excluded. They each have a Puratana based upon their channel. They just do. Now, is it a little bit strange to think of like news channels, for example, as having their own legend? I mean, it's not strange to me, but I wouldn't fault you for being strange to you. Anyway, I've got about close to 10 minutes, and I actually haven't covered any of the Savita for any of the clauses for the Kaga Savid. So the thing is, like, these are all going to be Sabakarati, Babakarati, Pidikarati for associated with, insinuate, and to identify with. And then Prasadayati Yugte, produce the order with a quip. So, elemental weapon. Okay, first 5 common ones. Elemental weapon. Character gets a nearby element to wield in battle. Davari Karodi. Pindi Karodi, Davari Karodi. So identify with employer uses medium. And so that's basically you basically grabbing wood, and like using it as a medium to equip. Now I have a sweat. Now I have a weapon. Like now I have a wooden sword that I just like pulled out of a bookcase or something. Might of the Terrible Brute. Changeling drains her opponent to strength to boost her own. Pinigorori Mokeati. Identify with steel. Because effectively, like, I steal your strength and immediately equip it is effectively what you're doing. Overpowering Dread. The caster curses the target with fright. Now, you could use a Semyak Bayam Karori, but I chose to do Zapiati. It probably actually should be Bayam Karori. You're equipping fear. Anyway, Primal Glory gains immunity to mundane forms of an element, which also acts as a form of armor to her. Pinikarori Vizvasiti. Breathe freely or be without fear. And that's effectively like you having to get into a mental state where you are free of fear of fire and the fire won't burn you. Which is pretty baller by itself in core concept. Touch of Wrath. Changeling deals damage to an object. Identify with damage. Like, it's pretty simple. Elemental Fury. Citing the Wrath of Nature, the caster inflicts an environmental tilt on the surrounding area. What is an environmental tilt? I actually don't know. I will look that up and probably bring it up in another episode because this one's already getting kind of long. Pinikarori Nervinati. Nervlinati. Identify with tilt. And Red Revenge. Changeling channels her hatred, boosting her capabilities. Now, I definitely thought about using Bolster for this, but I think it's best to go with like the name of it. Oh, wait a minute. Oathbreaker's Punishment. The caster senses the most serious, unatoned for oath that the target has broken. Pinikarori Prayaskitum Karote. Identify with a tone. Because it's specifically going by things that aren't atoned for, so that seems like the best way to identify. Red Revenge, channeling channels her hatred, boosting capabilities. Pinikarori Varatnam Karoti. Identify with Take Revenge. Relentless Pursuit, taking the aspect of the huntsman, the changeling becomes capable of tracking a target's direction in rough distance way. Pinikaroti Vaida Diati. Presidayati Yukte. Identify with become a hunter or resemble a hunter. Oh, you take on the aspect of the huntsman. Okay, that's where that comes from. Thief of Reason, the caster directly attacks a target's clarity or equivalent trait. Boring, identify with attack. And that's what I got. Thank you for watching, thank you for watching, thank you for watching once again. Hey, hey. Shaving a haircut. 2 bits, and I'll see you another time, you among the quick, unless you got some prater with thee, and they be watching by your shoulder truly. Thank you for watching once again. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below then.